evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
There's no way to stitch the jugular. All of your blood will be on the floor in 4 minutes.
I'm gonna make him an offer again.
D-J-A-N-G-O. The D is silent.
Get in my belly!
It's the Al Travis Show. We absolutely love having her on. She's Senator Karin Housley and my buddy Phil. Senator, how are you doing today?
I'm good. That little intro there that your guy does for you, I always wondered, D-J-A-N-G-O, that the D was silent. I've seen it, and I've always wondered how to say it, so now I know. It's
there you
Django.
got it.
Okay.
Django, yeah.
Wow, I learned something new today on your show.
And on this show, probably the first time in the 5 years you've been here, but I appreciate you being here. Christmas was good. How was your Christmas?
Christmas was really good. I had all of the kids here, so Avery
Nice.
and her boyfriend flew in from Denver, and Wilson and his wife and baby flew in from South Carolina, and then the other two kids and grandkids. So I had everybody here for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. We sat around and watched the Vikings.
How often
game.
does that happen for you?
Good.
How often
This
do you
was
get them?
the first time
Congrats.
in 2025. The only time that we were together. So it was so much fun. So much fun. The house is kind of a mess right now, but I
They
can
don't
wait. The last two, they don't leave until New Year's Eve. So everybody's still here. So we've got some more events on the calendar.
Are you New Year's Ever?
Yes, no.
Yes, no.
I'm
That's
not really.
I hate it because you feel obligated to stay up to midnight, and that's not my jam. Will you make a party out of New Year's?
I think we're going to go to the World Junior Championships in St. Paul.
Of course
Team
you
USA
are.
is playing. Game's at 5,
Switzerland.
and then immediately after the game they just beat Switzerland the other day. We went to that game, the whole family.
Yeah.
But then they're dropping the ball in New York City, and it's a big puck drop right after the game, and then there's fireworks. So I can be home and in bed by midnight.
Oh,
I'll be home
okay.
in bed by 10.
The big puck drop. That does sound exciting. Do you think, well, they've beat them once. Is this the USA's to lose?
Well, it's the whole pool play kind of thing. So you have to be the top 2 teams in your 14 pool. So they've won their first 2. I just hope they haven't lost in 2 years, Team USA.
Yeah.
So but there's some good teams there. So hopefully they can, this will be if they could win it, now I got to knock on wood, a three-peat for Team USA, but it hasn't been done since Canada way a long time ago.
The heck with Canada.
Anyway.
All right. You brought up Sunday in the football game. You thought it was amazing. I thought it was amazing in how weird it was. I do not remember a game with 5 turnovers. So it ends up being 6. 6 turnovers to none. I've never seen that. We were, they're my in-laws. We weren't allowed to have the audio on. I just hate that. And then my in-laws.
They're not a big football family.
No, half are.
We had our Christmas dinner seated in an L shape so we could all face the TV.
See, that's the American way. That's the way Minnesota. That is, God, invite me to Christmas next year. This is the in-laws family. So their rule, their house, they got the TV on. Yes, you boys can watch it, but the volume's got to be down. And they're just loud humans. They all are. It's fine. They're fine people. But those that didn't care wanted to insert themselves, right? We jump up, oh, yeah, and then they come running. What happened? And want to be caught up. Well, that's not how I spend my football time. I'm not trying to catch you up on something you didn't watch. And then it's, well, they'll lose this game anyway as they walk out, or, I bet against them. They're not going to win it. And I'm like, I don't need that crap during my football game. I'd rather sit in my garage alone with a beverage and a cigar and watch a game like that than the weirdness of 40 people in a room. It was too hard. It was hard to watch.
I hope your in-laws don't watch your show or listen to your show.
They're good people. It's just they don't. The ones of us that cared were there, and the others were coming and going, and I don't need that. It's just distracting.
So did you turn the volume up for the halftime show? Because maybe they would have liked
No,
that.
that's why I know you want to watch
amazing.
Snoopy. You like that Snoop Dogg. All we did, volumes off, said, who watches Snoop Dogg? What did Snoop Dogg ever do?
Well, it wasn't just Snoop Dogg.
Well, I walked away and got
Snoop
food.
Dogg. He's just so funny. He's just so funny, like his attitude and his cockiness. He's just so funny. So he sings, and then Lainey Wilson, she swept the Country Music Awards this year.
Yeah.
She was in. We were all like, I wonder where she stayed last night. I wonder if she went out last night. I wonder where Lainey Wilson was. She was, and then Andrea Bocelli and his son, and you guys didn't turn that up.
And you didn't care where he spent his night.
No, we didn't. I just had to look him up this morning. It seemed like he was 85 years old. I did say, I can't believe he's still alive. He's only 67.
Yeah, he seems like he's been there a while.
He seems like but man, my girl group text was blowing up because everybody couldn't believe it was such a great halftime show.
It probably could have, but yeah. Your thoughts on the game itself, though? 5 turnovers. By the middle of the fourth quarter, we were negative net yards in passing. You take the saps away from what we passed. It was tough to watch. I couldn't be any more happy that they won. I was saying we're going to win, but that's just because I'm that guy. That was a tough win. That was a tough game to watch and win.
Well, yes, it was. And we had a lot of little kids around here, so there was a lot of playing of Clue and Scrabble and Connect Four while we were watching the game. So I didn't get that into it, but everybody had to hush for the halftime.
So how do you make fun of my family if you're playing Clue during the football game?
Oh my gosh, it was so hard to play Clue with 8-year-olds. Yeah, why the football? Right, and I've got one eye over here and one on Mr. White in the library.
I won't take anything from you. You did it. Your rules. You and my buddy Phil could have said, "Shush, nothing happens for the next 3 hours during this game. We'll get back to Santa later." You could have done that, and you didn't. So don't jump on my in-laws. You can't jump on my in-laws.
Well, my kids don't watch this show either. I try to get them to watch your show out, and they just so I can say anything I want.
That's probably fair.
It was. I'm glad they won. I'm glad that season is. Do they have one more game left?
One more game against Green Bay. This is what I was going to ask you. Then we'll go to break. Do you want JJ to play, Coach? You're married to a coach. You could be a coach. Do you want JJ to play on Sunday, or just JJ take it off? It doesn't matter. We're 8-8, 9-8, 8-9 doesn't really make a difference. Go home and sit. Get better. We'll put Brosmer in for one more, or do you put JJ in for one more game of, we don't even know if Green Bay will put all their people in. They're in, so it might be a scrub game. Do you put JJ in and risk a knee injury?
Gosh, that's a tough one.
I know. That's why I asked you.
You know what? I think we should bet on it. I'll take the opposite of what you say.
I don't even know if he's going to be in it.
Well,
see, for me, if he's healthy, he has to play. We have 4 games in 2 years maybe that he's played so far, right? He didn't play any last year. I think he's got 4 this year. You have got to see if this kid is the future now. Maybe he comes out and just rolls it and we see everything we hope for JJ, and then you have a different look at what you do when you draft. If he comes out and can't win against the second stringers who don't have anything to play for.
Yeah, I know. And you don't want him going into the summer with that kind of.
Yeah.
That's
we're on a 4-game win streak. You go out 5, you have a positive thing. Here's what really should bother you, Senator. If we win... Well, here's if we win. Name one game of all the games we've talked every Monday together. One of those losses was a win. We'd be in the playoffs.
I know.
That's how close this thing is. You can't lose games you can win, and we did. And we would be fighting for a playoff berth. So put that in. I'm saying that JJ has to play if he's available. I haven't read a thing about his hand yet. I say he has to go in.
Okay, you say, okay, then I'm going to say no. We're betting on this right now, $5.
Okay.
Is that legal to do?
I have no idea. How about this? $5. No, the $5. Just make sure it's legal. If I win, my friend has to be on. My best friend has to be on. Phil has to be on the show.
Oh,
and if you win, he doesn't have to come on the show. He hasn't been on the show.
I really don't get anything out of this, do I? No.
How to bet? We'll think about it.
I'm going to think about it. Yeah,
let's do that over the break. We'll think about a good bet. But I like that bet. He's either on the show or he isn't on the show. And I don't lose anything. Back after this, I've got her, Senator Karin Housley on the Al Travis Show.
When the stakes are high at the Minnesota Capitol, you need more than a lobbyist. You need a partner. At Momentum Advocacy, we bring nearly 90 years of combined experience in government relations, public affairs, and strategic communications. From nonprofits to national corporations, we help organizations navigate Minnesota's political landscape with integrity, insight, and results. Whether you need legislative champions or headlines, Momentum Advocacy delivers. For more, visit momentum-advocacy.com. Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol.
Think about it. A famous politician once said, "You're entitled to your
Well, Will's better
opinion,
else
but you are
because
not
you-
entitled to your own facts." But in a world full of AI and fake news, where can Minnesotans find the facts? Center of the American Experiment is Minnesota's go-to source for fact-based analysis and common sense solutions for taxes, energy, public safety, and our kids' education. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
Easily offended? The Al Travis Show is not for you. The Al Travis Show. All sides are welcome.
So lucky to have her. She's Senator Karin Housley on the Al Travis. Nice sweater, by the way.
That was my Christmas present from Phil. It's
How
my golf
nice.
sweater, my Peter Millar golf. I still have the tag on it. He just walked in from snow blowing, or he's shoveling out there, and he's like, "Oh, you got the sweater on." I'm just testing it out to see if I like it.
Well, it looks very nice. Do you tend to leave good quality notes for my buddy Phil about what you want, or is this all on him?
Oh no, this is all on him. Yeah, we don't
really. Well, nicely
we always say
done.
every year we say we aren't getting each other anything, and then every year I got him a juicer because he's like juicing every day. He's like beetroot and ginger and garlic. I know, isn't that gross? I'm like,
okay, he and I are no longer friends. You could let Phil down easy, but he juices.
Oh yeah.
See, he seemed like such a manly man. Oh, okay, I'm 61 as of today. Thanks for the birthday wishes, by the way. I'm 61 as of today, and I'm not beet juicing any. No, I didn't do that this year. I'm taking a year off because I get so emotionally involved when 40% of the people don't wish me a happy birthday when I beg for it.
I got to go to your Facebook, or maybe
yeah, that's too late now. I'm not doing it. I want to talk about this real quick if I can. Maybe you heard of this guy, Nick Shirley, on X. Some, I won't say pimply faced teen. I think he's 23. Goes out with his little hoodie on and does a 42-minute video. As of now, according to Elon Musk, 100 million people have watched that video or a portion of it. I mean, that's a third of the flipping country, for heaven's sakes. He goes out. It looks like he's with the guy who had the numbers, some older guy. Looked like his mom following around with a phone, and he's holding his little microphone, and basically goes to the Quality Learning Center because they spelled learning wrong, and said, "You can't fit 102 people in this. What's going on? Let's knock the door." And he basically gets booted from all these places for 42 minutes, and in my opinion, did more journalism than all the journalists in the state combined for the last 5 years. Tell me I'm wrong, Senator.
Well, that's also what we did over Christmas. It was last night. We put the 42 minutes up on the big screen. We airplayed it, and while around the fire, we all sat and watched this. All the kids, and one of my sons said, "That was the best 42 minutes of TV I've ever watched." It was just shocking, And part of what just kills me is, why is it this 23-year-old kid, this YouTuber, why is he exposing all this? How did none of the others? And like, are people not watching mainstream media anymore? And do they not trust them? Are they not watching 4, 5, 9, or 11 or Fox? And this 42 minutes, and kids don't even watch more than a minute and a half. And now all of a sudden they're watching 42 minutes, and they're calling the phone numbers at the Quality Learning Center. One of the phone numbers goes straight to Governor Walz's office.
Yeah, I saw that.
Sweet Angels goes right. Yeah, I'm just
what I don't get,
so bad.
It's worse than we could believe. And here's an example. So DHS from 2019 to 2022, this is the Quality Learning Center that we're talking about. 95 violations, according to Department of Human Services. Hazardous waste next to kids, hazardous material. They had no more than 12 kids in class, and their paperwork was wrong, no next of kin, stuff like that. So the Department of Human Services knew these people. This wasn't new. But from 2023 on, last year they got $1.9 million and evidently now have 100 children. If we knew they couldn't work 12, how do we let them go to a Hondo and then send them $1.9 million?
How do they keep getting the money? They did know this back then. How did they keep getting the money? And who were these people? They're supposed to get inspected twice a year. Well, every video that I've seen, there were 0 children in there, whether it was Liz Collin or Carol Levin or Nick Shirley. How do they keep sending them money? And who were the people that were going there to inspect them when there was no kids there? Like, I cannot figure out. This is so
is this
big.
Criminal, Senator? Is this criminal, or is it just somebody's going to say, I was really bad at my job, little Bob at the desk, I was bad, I didn't go look, put a letter in my file. Is anybody, this is criminal neglect. If you know 95 violations in 4 years, 20 a year roughly, and then they go from 12, and they have that problem, to 100.
100. And keep getting paid. Somebody's signing that check. It's absolutely criminal. But who do you bring in to fix it? Because we can't trust the Walz administration because they hired Tim O'Malley and somebody else, and it's not getting fixed. It's too big for them to fix. I think we've got to call in the feds, or like if it's like a flood, like we need FEMA here to go in and into our bank
I think
account.
you have to get the feds to say it's okay to stop everything Fed related.
Everything.
Every dime. And I'm sorry if that's going to hurt some business. Guess what? You got to show up at the window of the DHS and show me your credentials. Show me the name of the kids, the birthdays. We got to start over. Here's the other one. $1.9 million for 100 children. That's $19,000 a kid for 8 hours a day. Senator, I don't know what it is in Stillwater. You guys are a bunch of well-to-dos. But out here in Faribault County, I think our median income is $30,000. And we pay $19,000 a year per kid?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
That's what we pay per kid when there really are kids there. But now we're paying it for kids that aren't even showing up. And I know your point is that's way too much money. And you're probably going to roll into, why don't parents just stay home? Because if it's
in my neck of the woods, if you're going to send $19,000 a kid, I have 2 kids here. You're paying more than the average salary of a person working anyway. So stay home with your kids. We'll send you the money. Have the parents pay wives to stay home, or dads, whoever pick. Pay them to stay home, not send them to the daycare center that doesn't exist.
Well, I got to tell you, I did Venmo Nick Shirley some money because I wanted to thank him for exposing all of this, because that's just what it did. We need to blow this whole thing up and go right back to ground zero and start all over And
Well, once he
new
sends you a thank
formulas.
you for the money, tell him to
I
get a
think
hold of
what-
Al Travis. I put a thing on his ex that I want to get you on the show. I would love to get the kid on the show and talk to him. One last thing, quick. The story today in the paper, of course, 100 million people saw this X about this state. That's not covering the Star Tribune. The Star Tribune said Walz and the Dems are tapping influencers to spread the political message. That's the Star Trib story today. Can you run any bigger cover?
Well, the CEO of the Star Tribune is Steve Grove, who used to be the commissioner of Deed under Tim Walz. So he's got cover over there at the Star Tribune. So let's take our eye off what's really happening in Minnesota and go, oh, Tim Walz is going to get influencers to try and help him with his 2020 campaign. You see how – did you see the Keith Ellison video? There's no fraud going to happen on my watch.
Oh.
Did you see that video?
Yes. What kills me about
God.
this is between this and the Department of Human Services, the 400 people, whatever one was it 2 weeks ago, they got 400 million hits or whatever they got. I mean, between those two and the Star Tribune comes out and says how well the Dems are doing at bringing influencers in. Holy crap. We're never going to know what's going on if you're just going to read the local news.
We're just going to just send Nick Shirley some money because we got to get him back up there on the street with his mom. And wait, one more thing. That Dave guy that's in the 42-minute video, the older guy, like, who ignored him all this time? I've never seen him anywhere. And he had all of this data. He had so much data. He knew how many kids in every daycare, how much they were getting paid. And
the guy had the receipts. I don't know, but
I want to see his list of who he called, and he was ignored.
Somebody has to hire that man on as an independent reporter. I got to fly. I'm out of time. Appreciate you a ton. You and my buddy Phil have a wonderful New Year's. We'll see you next week.
Happy birthday, Al. We'll see you next week. See ya.